Imagine you jump into a time machine and travel just 15 years back into the past. The year's 2004, and you sit across a table from a pale 19-year-old entrepreneur. He pitches you an idea for a service that he thinks will be used by billions of people in the future, where you'll share your photos, personal life stories, memories, events. Would you believe him? Then imagine you jump 5 years into the future, 2009. Two engineers pitch you an idea for a free messaging app. They think it's going to be more popular than any other messaging service in history. Would you believe that? Every day, we use products like these that have become indispensable to our daily life. But all of them have one thing in common. They started life as a startup, founded by entrepreneurs. What if I told you, in the future, everyone pursues their own idea, everyone launches a business? In essence, everyone becomes an entrepreneur. Would you believe me? Now, I just want to imagine a future where each of us has the tools and resources to go out and create our own career, create our own pathway, not bound by other people's jobs. See, creating entrepreneurs of the future is actually quite difficult. Often when I talk to students just like yourself, they tell me, I've never thought about myself as an entrepreneur. Often industry tells me you can't teach entrepreneurship. And my favorite one, being an entrepreneur is only for the few, those crazy geniuses. But I don't believe this is the right way to think about it. Entrepreneurship is not something that's only for the few. It's not something that's unlearnable or untouchable. Entrepreneurship is transformative. It transforms ordinary people into seeing the bigger picture. It transforms you into seeing the opportunities around you and empowers you to take charge and lead. I believe entrepreneurship is the most powerful change agent we have today. I know. I've helped students become entrepreneurs over the last nearly 7 years. We've launched over 100 startups, and that's us at a pitch night, actually. I've seen students become pioneers of new innovations, people that never in a million years thought they could undergo the pressures and expectations. Instead, they thrive and exceed. And in doing so, they gain a new perspective on life. The world has changed a lot recently, probably more so than you might realize. The average adult now has over 7 years of schooling. This means we now have mass education. More people now live in cities. Since 2006, more than 50% of the world actually now lives in cities, and this means it's easy to share ideas. And technology has connected us all, and this means it's easier than ever to start a business. But more importantly is entrepreneurship is now more accessible than ever. So we need more young entrepreneurs to go out and do things, to create new things, to create businesses. And so what if I told you you could go out and launch your own startup in 10 minutes? Would you believe that? Well, that's what we're going to do today, live on stage with everyone in the room. It's going to be a fun experiment, and we're possibly going to be the fastest startup ever launched in front of a live audience, so this will be fun. But before we begin, I just need to take a selfie. Now, unfortunately, I can't get quite everyone in this room, so I'm going to get the middle row right here. I'd love to get you all, but until Apple maybe an entrepreneur will make a wide-angle lens for these things. So everyone in the middle, can you chuck your hands up and scream TEDx? Yes! Great. Thanks very much. Perfect. Okay. This will all make sense later. I'm just uploading this image right now. Perfect. Let's go back to the talk. Okay, I'm going to go through 7 stages, which you can then take home with you and try yourself. The first stage is, what's your idea? Ideas are cool. Everyone has ideas. I speak to students about their ideas every day. But they're kind of worthless, unless you do something with them. Don't be too precious about your idea too, because there's arguably infinitely many ways to build a startup. A lot of ways that will work and a lot of ways that won't. The important thing is to share your idea, get feedback, and get feedback often. For the purpose of today, our idea is that people, like us, love merchandise. They love cool stuff, especially if it's related to a cool event like today. Okay, stage 2, what's the problem? I believe startup ideas are best described in a problem-solution format. So what's the problem your idea is trying to fix? In this case, if you've ever tried to create merchandise, it's actually pretty difficult. you've got to find someone who can give you the materials. You've then got to find a designer or people to help you bring it together. You've then got to pay money and order a minimum quantity of stuff. And this is all before you know whether anyone would actually want to buy it. So it's quite a painful process. So what's the solution? Stage 3. The important thing to remember is the solution is just a guess. You don't know if it's going to be right or not, so just take a simple guess. For us, what if we could create merchandise that was high quality, memorable, and test if people would like to buy it before we spend any money? Okay, stage 4. Talk to customers. This is an interesting part because a lot of people don't want to do this early. It's kind of counterintuitive if you think about it. Like, you want to wait until you've got your perfect thing to show people. But if you think about it, you learn the most when you talk to customers. So rather than do it at the end, you bring it up front. For the purpose of today, I'm just going to ask you to show of hands if you would like to buy a cool t-shirt from today. Just a show of hands, if you'd be interested. Cool. There we go. See? Some of you. That's perfect. Okay, stage 5. This is where you actually build something. So you create a minimum prototype. Now, what do I mean by that? A minimum prototype is the smallest amount of work you can do to go out and get feedback about what you're trying to build. It can be something very simple. So remember how we took that selfie literally just before? Well, backstage, Jackie, my friend, who's an entrepreneur himself, has been busy working on our minimum prototype. He's uploaded it to our mock-up generator, which you can see here. He's then taken that and uploaded it to our online survey form, which we're going to use in a second. And this has essentially created our minimum prototype. So, are we ready to see the prototype? Yeah? All right. Can we switch to Jackie's screen? There we go. Pretty cool. She looks great there, doesn't she? Okay, let's go back to my screen. Thanks, Jackie. So, just a quick side note. So far, everything we've used has required absolutely no code or money up front. It's been completely free to get to this point. And I think that's really important to keep in mind. A lot of the services that used to cost millions of dollars to do, which is like set up an online store, any one of you can jump online and set up for free. Okay, stage 6. This is the fun part. This is where you launch. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs, they come to me and they're really worried about their launch. They think the whole world's attention is going to be on them. But in reality, it's actually the complete opposite. You're not competing for attention. Your job is to make someone, anyone at all, care about what you're doing. And that's why it's really good to launch with a pre-order. You can test demand before you spend any money. And so that's actually what we're going to do right now. So if you can whip out your phones, take out your phones right now, and go to this URL, selfieshirttalk.com. A form should hopefully load up with our selfie prototype t-shirt. All you have to do is enter your name and how much you would like to pay for a selfie shirt. That's all you have to do. You don't have to spend any money. It's just a pre-order. So please get out your phones. I can see some of you. So I'm just going to ask you guys to switch across to our live counter. Can we switch across? Awesome. This is our live pre-order counter. We're not going to ship this t-shirt or sell it until we hit 10 pre-orders. So the more of you that show us that you'd be interested in ordering a selfie shirt, oh wow, there we go. That was 27. Well, well done. So pre-ordering is a great tool to test demand, and as you can see, even in this audience here, we've got a small amount of demand. 78, well done guys. That website's going to stay there. You can put your phones down now. It will not disappear. So this is the fun part. This is where you can start selling. This is where you actually create a real business. And for the entrepreneurs in the room, you'll know the feeling. It's pretty amazing. One of the things I wanted to leave with you, though, and I just wanted to also make a note, for any t-shirts we do sell today, all the proceeds will be donated to charity as well. And that brings me to my next point, which is, what is your mission? The best entrepreneurs I've met are extremely mission-driven. They believe that profit and social good go hand in hand, and I think that's a great thing. And they're on a mission to make the world a better place. So always keep in mind your mission, but also don't undervalue what you create. So back to my original question. Do you still think it's impossible to launch a startup in under 10 minutes? Do you still think it's not possible to create a business under 10 minutes? Literally right now, we've gone from creating a prototype, getting a pre-order, getting a design out, and I'll now ship and sell you the t-shirts, all without touching a single t-shirt in the process. It's pretty incredible. So just remember, it's now up to you to go out there and create new things, solve new problems, and launch a startup. And also keep in mind that entrepreneurship is transformative. It transforms ordinary people into seeing the opportunities around them, and empowering everyone to take charge and create their own career is the best way to ensure a best possible future for humanity. So with that, let's create more entrepreneurs for a better future. Thanks very much.